In August of this year, I'm going to be delivering my first half-day AI workshop explaining how it can improve productivity in the workplace and how we can learn to enhance our own skill set and embrace AI instead of fearing it. Because the one motto I've come up with over the last few months, and I dare say it's not just me, if you think AI is going to take your jobs, it probably will. But thankfully, for every 3 people who have that mindset, there'll be 1 person who thinks, I can get on top of this. It might be a little bit of short-term pain, but probably nowhere near as much as you think. And yeah, you might be surprised by just how influential and time-saving it can be. That's the plan anyway. In preparation for that workshop, I've been asked to put together a synopsis to go into a newsletter to promote this course. It needs to be compelling, engaging, and outlining what covers in the course. And you probably guessed it. Yes, I'm going to be using ChatGPT to write this. I'm starting from scratch, although I've got a few ideas in my head in terms of the outline structure, and I'm pretty clear on that. But I don't know what I'm going to be putting into ChatGPT yet. But I'm going to give myself a 10-minute time frame to be able to achieve this. I should be able to do this in much less time if I'd already had the notes prepared, because I could just copy and paste them in and then give instructions in terms of how I want it to be written. One final point is when this goes out in the newsletter, I'm probably going to attach this video. So if you're coming from that newsletter, welcome. But also, I'm going to put at the top of that newsletter that this passage was created by AI to hopefully create that level of intrigue right at the start. So that's enough of an intro from me. Let's crack on and see how we get on. Okay, we're in ChatGPT. If it's your first time, welcome. It's essentially a messenger service. So we are chatting with an AI bot, and as we put in our instructions, it will come back with responses. Where most people go wrong when they start out with ChatGPT is they will take the first answer that it provides as gospel. And when you're in that situation, you're less likely to follow up, say, this isn't quite right, change it to this so we can get a more cohesive message or something that's more in line with what we're looking for. That's the one thing I'll say first off, is follow up. Make sure you customize your message in here. Don't just get this ChatGPT to write the bulk of it, then copy and paste it into a Word document and finish up there. You can, of course, but you're not getting the true benefit of working with an AI tool. It learns as you go. So as you start editing the prompts and start coming back with new prompts to edit the content, it will start learning and improving the content that you add in. Let's start writing our prompt. I'm clicking in this text box here at the bottom. And one thing to note there is ChatGPT may produce inaccurate information about people, places, or facts. So it might produce inaccurate information about anything. So the one thing that's really important is when you are creating factual information and you're not providing a huge prompt for it, always check the information first. Sometimes it will even create things like Excel formulas or code, and the code isn't quite right. So we might have to do it 2 or 3 times, but that's still saving a huge amount of time compared to what it would do if we had to browse the internet for that solution. ChatGPT's database is built off the internet, and it's most accurate up until the end of 2021. Okay, we need to ask it to write a compelling email outline for a new AI half-day course. Now, if I was to put that in, it wouldn't know any context, so we need to add some more in. So I'm going to press Shift and Enter just to bring it down, and now I'm going to put in some bullet points for what I want covered in there. So I'm going to speed this bit up because you don't need me talking as I'm going through it. I'll just type it really quickly, and then we'll build up the bulk of our prompt in terms of what we want ChatGPT to generate. Okay, I made the mistake of pressing Enter instead of Shift and Enter, so it started creating that information. So I just stopped it there, and I'm going to just copy and paste that in again. I should know better. Shift and Enter to create a new line in your prompt. Enter will actually punch the prompt in. Okay, so I think I've created the outline of this workshop. I'm going to put it into 2 parts. It should then generate a version 1, and we'll see how close it is to what we want. And there we go. So that's the first attempt here. It's got nice bullet point format. Now that language could be a bit flowery and less businesslike than what we'd want. So I'm going to change it now. I am this for a third-party organization. Therefore, they will their own intro and final message. Therefore, just focus on the course outline, please. If I say please, it might be more likely to do it. There we go. We'll press enter. So it's not really understood that. That's rare. Usually it would. In fact, from here now, I could almost certainly just take this middle section and I can leave it up to the partner who will be running this workshop to decide whether they want to use adjectives like thrilled, for example. Just having a quick read through it. Yeah, I might put the Pixelhaze web design workshop just so it links it back into us to show it's our process. I can just do this in the email I send over shortly. Automated email outreach. Yeah. Yeah, so it's structured all of that exactly as we want. That's got quite a nice breakdown there. Exclusive. Don't know if we want to go down that route of really kind of going too sales heavy, but we can have a look at that as well. Generally, that's a good outline there, created in under 10 minutes, and it would have been even less if I already had an outline for this course beforehand. I've had it in my head for a number of months in terms of what I want to do. This is the first time I've actually put it down into writing. So that's obviously taken a little bit longer, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think that will be a good starting point to go out into that newsletter to explain what we're going to be covering in that half-day workshop. Hope you found this interesting. The thing I would recommend with AI tools is just to keep working with them. Keep having the discussions. So I could spend another 5-10 minutes if I wanted to, just to really nail down and hone in on it. I could change the tone of voice, for example, to be less sales heavy and more professional, and it would do that as well. But I'm pretty happy with this, so I'm just going to copy this, paste it in the email, make probably 2 minutes worth of tweaks, and that'll be ready to go. See you next time.